My name is Joshua, and I am the Tribune. Something I notice is that we can be absolutely hearing from God, but we don't realize it because we're always focused on the next step. This is a big problem because God is someone who is very strategic and organized and has future steps that he already knows about. But the problem is that in order to get to those next steps, we have to be totally present in the now for the steps that he's asking us to do right now. This happens in preparation, the preparation period when you're with God by yourself and he's talking to you about creativity, or he's building blueprints with you, or designs, or anything else, talking about yourself, getting you nice and cleaned up. This happens in the future when you start stepping into your assignment. He expects you to focus on right now. The power of the now will make sure that every moment's potent and your mind's not divided in a good way. Because that looks like a good thing to always look towards the next thing God's going to say. And I got to make sure I'm ready for the next step. But it's actually makes him really irritated if you are so focused on the next step that you're not doing the step right now. So something the enemy will do, Satan, is he will come, and if he can't stop you from hearing from God, which he can't stop you from hearing from God, the only thing he can do then is make sure that you're so focused on hearing God and going overdrive that you're planning the next 20 steps and you're looking at 3 years from now or even next week, when really you have an assignment that is depending on you to actually finish it now and today. This is something that I learned is very valuable. How you don't fall into this pattern is you seek relationship with the Lord, and so I need to stay right in line with where he is. I don't need to worry about tomorrow because he will be there with me tomorrow and he'll tell me exactly what I need to know. So if I can hear him and I know that he is with me, he's not going to just run away and leave me. He doesn't leave his plans. He doesn't leave his people. If I know he's not going to do that, then why don't I just sit with him in the moment and not worry? Anybody who is hearing God but worried about the next step needs to go back to the Father and get a deeper understanding of his character and deepen their relationship with him so they understand that he's not going to desert them when that next step comes and he already knows what it is. This is what we need. And we need to be aware of this. We need to be aware of it by taking our own temperature. Nobody else can do it. You need to do it yourself and say, I need to take my temperature and see if my head's getting warm. Why is it getting warm? What does that mean? Well, what it means is if I feel myself having anxiety about another step in the future, that is a sure sign that you are not focused on what you're doing right now. And even if you are focused on being obedient, doing what you are right now, and you're still focused on the future, it will actually taint what you're doing right now. You can be obedient doing something and then still be so concerned about the next step that it waters down your current assignment, your current step. This is something that God wants everybody to know because it will rob you. It won't feel like it'll rob you in the moment. It'll rob you over time. Because as I said in my message about energy and God's strategic energy, he allots you certain amounts of energy for certain assignments. So if that's the case, which it is, over time, you will see huge, drastic effects in your energy that you've wasted each step looking at the next step, when that 10% of energy you could have spent and put right into the step you're on right now, and then he would give you fresh energy for the next step. Another thing this will do is it will rob your joy, which also diminishes your energy. It'll rob your joy because you will always be focused on something that will give you anxiety, which is something that you don't know that he doesn't want to talk to you about right now, which is the next step necessarily. I learned this and it freed me because I was able to sit with God and know if I don't know what I'm going to do even tomorrow on this thing, I'm still okay because He's going to be there tomorrow. He'll talk to me about it. This is key to working with God. This comes through relationship. Only relationship can do this. Because without relationship, you won't know His character. If you don't know His character, you won't be able to hear Him. And if you can't hear Him, you won't even know the step you're supposed to do right now, let alone the next step. And that next step will never come because you didn't do the first step. This wisdom will help you be very methodical and very patient and very intentional on what your focus is. Now, I argue with you that you're being obedient. Some of you are being obedient. Maybe you should relish in the fact that you know what step you're on right now. You're hearing God and you're being obedient. It's a wonderful thing. Cherish it. Exhaust all the energy that He's given you for that thing that He has allotted to. And then He will meet you tomorrow. He will make sure you know. Don't worry about it. He knows the future. He has everything under control. Hail Jehovah.